Well, we welcome you back to 5 Talk Street. I'm Scott Murray. Well, my next guests are committed to creating, promoting, and for that matter, enhancing economic opportunity and property for the Fort Worth Hispanic business community. Rosa Navarro is the president of the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and next to her is Larry Anfin. He is the treasurer of the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Welcome. Great to see you.
Thank you for having
Larry,
us.
how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Well, good. Hispanic Chamber.
Yes.
My goodness gracious. Every time I turn around, I see something that you people are doing. You're a busy lady, aren't you?
Well, we're trying. We've been in existence for over 38 years, and we want to develop programs that help bring and grow economic development for Hispanic community, especially the Hispanic entrepreneurs. Again, we've been in existence for over 38 years. Larry, I'm glad to have Larry here because his grandfather, Mr. John McMillan, is one of our founders of our organization and the only Anglo chairman of our organization in the history. He was the third chairman of our chamber.
Now, how does a non-Anglo or a non-Hispanic, an Anglo, turn out to be one of the founders of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce? How did that come to be?
One of the things is he partnered a lot with our Hispanic leaders in the community at that time and back in the 70s. And also one of the things that we love John McMillan and what he did is that he also provided funding for a lot of Hispanic-owned businesses that were trying to get funding or financing through a financial institution and so forth. As you remember, back in the 60s and 70s, there was a lot of redlining going on. So Mr. McMillan either co-signed for someone to get a loan, or he loaned them funds themselves. In fact, we've just had a successful story not too long ago that just sold their business, Leo's Foods. Leo's Foods was implemented back in the 1970s, and when it got started by a co-signed loan with John McMillan.
Well, I know John McMillan well. He was an incredible man, a real difference maker, a real philanthropist. And when you all told me, and you said, Larry, that was my grandfather,
Yes,
I went, oh my gosh, I knew John, just an incredible guy. Had the Coors distributorship in Fort Worth and Tarrant County area, and anytime I needed anything for a nonprofit, he's one of the first people I would call because you never got to know. What do you need, Scott? What? How much? What? Unbelievable. Congratulations to you to having some great genes.
Well, yes, sir.
Is that why you're on the Hispanic Chamber?
Well, absolutely. And then when Rosa, first time I met Rosa, she took me on a tour of the Hispanic Chamber office, and she never said one thing about what she did. It's just about what she was doing to help the community. And we got through with the tour, and I thought, I'm impressed. You know, this isn't a backslap and look what I've accomplished. We're trying to make the community a better place, and I was hooked then.
And how proud your grandfather would be that you continue the legacy that he began almost 4 decades ago. That's kind of cool.
Yes, sir.
Very, very, very neat. Responsibilities, day in and day out. What might they be, Rosa?
It's advocating for minority and women-owned businesses, but local businesses in general for the city of Fort Worth. We see a lot of contracting opportunities go outside our city or outside our county, and one of the things that we're looking at is how do we keep those contracting opportunities here local, because it also helps us in our economic development, it helps us in our tax dollars to keep that general here, it helps our city fund.
And Larry, just as you are not Hispanic, or your grandfather was not Hispanic, you don't have to be Hispanic to be a part of the chamber, or for that matter, be on the board, right?
No, sir, not at all. She does what's good for the city of Fort Worth, not just for the Hispanic community. So.
That's very, very cool. Well, let's talk about some of the programs that day in and day out you are involved. First of all, corporately. What are some of the things that if a corporation needed some help, whether it's Hispanic or non-Hispanic, that you say, you know what, we can help you, we can be a difference maker in your life, and it can be a win-win for everybody involved?
A lot of times when corporates come and visit with us, it's about their workforce. They're always looking for that diversity in their workforce, not only in the labor market, but also in their senior upper management. We belong to several different groups, whether it's Workforce Solutions, whether it's North Texas Lead, so that we can bring those opportunities to our Hispanic community. I'll never forget, about 4 years ago, I had 25 resumes from college kids that just graduated, whether it was TCU, Texas Wesleyan, or so forth. We lost 12 of those. They went to California, Denver, and New York. That was talent, local talent that we lost. So what we want to do is to keep that talent here, to grow that workforce in our community.
You talk about those potential good people that you lost to other states. I just wondered, and that makes me think, what about challenges you face on a daily basis? Are there some other things like that, are real challenges to what you do?
Very much
What
so.
are a couple of the ones that really stand out?
One of the things that stands out to us, especially because of education, it's the dropout rate. You know, we are the largest growing demographic here in the state of Texas, but that comes with a plus and it comes with a minus, because with that, you know, with us being the largest dropout rate, will we have the educated workforce of the future? Will we be able to maintain the Bell Helicopters, the Lockheed Martins, the BNSFs? Will they pack up and leave if we do not have that educated workforce? workforce. So it's time for us to do something about it today, because by 2050 it may be too late.
How do you change that? And Larry, feel free to jump on board. I just wonder some of the things that you do as a volunteer and what have you, as the treasurer of the Hispanic Chamber. What are some of the things that you're involved with?
Well, I'm involved in a few groups. I mean, Boys and Girls Club, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I mean, everybody's kind of got the same goal. I mean, we've got to make home base good, or business isn't good, or it's not a great place to live. And I like what the Hispanic Chamber does with their leadership classes and the different things that they do.
And scholarship programs is another thing. You talk about
Yes.
education and what have you, but there are programs out there. If you want to take advantage and further yourself and better yourself for what your future might be, you've
It is
got
all
some
about
opportunities.
scholarships, yes. We partner with various colleges and universities to provide scholarships, but we also have funding for various individuals. This past year, we gave out $176,500 in scholarships. We're looking to grow that. My sister chamber in Dallas gives out over $1 million, and that's my goal. I want us to give out $1 million a year for scholarships. And ours is not just for Hispanic students, it's for students that live in Tarrant County.
Well, let me, before we wrap it up, I want to ask you both. Thing that you get out of this the most rewarding from your standpoint, Larry, that you go home at night and you know you've made a difference in the lives of Hispanics and non-Hispanics. But how about you, being a part of this group?
Oh, Hispanic Chamber, first, it's, you see people in the community all the time in leadership positions. They all started with the Hispanic Chamber. I saw a man with the Miller Coors Brew just got out of the leadership classes, and he was over at Habitat for Humanity, about to do that. So everybody, they fall in place, and you see the new level of leadership coming.
How about you, for you, Russell?
I think that's exactly what it is. It's, you know, I always tell our community we have two L's in our future, leaders or laborers. And if we're doing the right things today, hopefully we're going to have a mixture. I know we're always going to need a labor market, but we need the leaders of the future as well. And it's very satisfying to me when I see entrepreneurs gain their first $1 million contract. You know, it's priceless. It is priceless to see that smile on their face.
There, isn't it?
Oh, it is. A lot of pride there.
All right.
So.
As we wrap it up, give me a number. Somebody wants to get involved that's listening today, said, you know, I'd like to be a part of the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber. What do they do?
They need to call 817-625-5411. That is our phone number, or they can go on the website at www.fwhcc.org. Thank you, Scott.
Rosa, you're a hoot. You're great.
I'm quite one.
She's a one-man talking machine, isn't she? Larry, thank you so much. And thanks also to your grandfather for all he did, John McMillan.
Definitely.
Thank you both so much. Still lots to come. We're coming right back with more of 5 Talk Street, so don't you go away.